Is there any truth in him? Adia Bawumia Pekura and say the videos dadano. Ya botchere no.
For Yamamu Nyinama Kwaba, Emma Bright Ghana update. So now Captain Smart up to Ja afire Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia after say NPP Amanukono one manifesto launch ekwawiye ama Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia eko make promises bebre cheche mu say Palugu Dam oba obeye ho adwuma ne no enanam so Emma Captain Smart the secret bebre the old videos abeba bontia abusua baby ade na du no ano ayedin yanko na yentie na hwensama Captain Smart the tudwa after say manifesto launch no.
This same Palugu or whatever dam he was talking about, he told the whole nation when I was with multimedia on OB's show that when we, hey Peter, La ilaha illallah, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My dear sister, good morning. It is saying. Man, da ho ye. Aya mo hwe me on. Mo. So when I heard our dear Vice President talking about completing, or when he comes, that will be his priority. I was like, no. Mr. President, do you have the video which he says, Yerieno? Now, Dr. Muhammad Bawumia said that damn no ye the biggest achievement of the Nado Akuffo administration, of which he is a proud vice president. Then today and yesterday, he told the whole wide world, Safena Obeye. Can I have that video? With all due respect, roll.
In the northern part of our country where you come from, and Amono, can you beat your chest and say, yeah, this signature project in the north?
I think, the most important project in the north since independence, the Palugu Dam project.
Okay.
Pause it. Listen, pause the video. Dr. Muhammad Bawumia is saying that I think it's a signature project here up north. Hey, Jesus Christ. When I'm a kasa, yes, kwajo e kasa dodo na kwajo muade. How can you lie through your divine giving things like this? How? With all due respect, Bawumia is a vice president. And listen, you see, anytime you climb the ladder from 1 to 10, and there's nobody to track you about the things you said. You see, any day I said, Daniela God. The reason is that at that big bar, I will be referred that on your show you said this. Why this today? I was wrecked. I was devastated. In fact, I was actually thrown out of joint when I heard our vice president say, Nkrumah say, Oba addo obedi kanyaye eye Palugu Dam. Now listen to him in 2020.
In my mind, I was championing the Palugu Dam. We have not yet been able to do it, but by the grace of God, I believe we are going to do the Palugu Dam. It has to be done.
Room staff to listen to me, because I came to work. Now, 2020, the Vice President of the Republic, and currently the presidential candidate of the New Patriotic Party, told the entire nation that one of the biggest tantamount projects of the New Patriotic Party is the completion of the Pwalugu Dam that has stayed in the books of every administration since independence. This is how I tell you, they all come out to disrespect, insult, denigrate the image and the dignity of Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. But you see, the God of Nkrumah, our God, your God, will never leave us. You see how God is exposing them to us. You see how God is exposing them. 2020, play the 2020 video with OB again. That it's been done. Bobby.
In the northern part of our country where you come from, and Amono, can you beat your chest and say, yeah, yet this signature project in the north?
I think the most important project here in the north since independence, a Pwalugu Dam project.
Okay.
Is the biggest investment. So we're drawing books now since independence.
Okay, like I watch it.
Government be a say Pwalugu Dam. But we're here as a signature project and then a better number one. So there's
Central for Onia TV ni Adum TV. Mutemiye. Any other media houses. You do babia. As I say, you guy sits in the studio shows and get out there. Obi, he didn't know Pwalugu Dam no NPP nko omonye. And when somebody says after independence, before independence, during independence, the person is referring to Kwame Nkrumah. Let me tell the entire nation when Kwame Nkrumah decided to build the Pwalugu Dam. That is when a JB Dankwa, a Tron consent letter, a comma CIA. I have a copy of that letter. Pwalugu to dam no what didn't talk obeko opposition. Rollins aye nothing say obeko Pwalugu dam no ya 1992 abanu ye no na wuja fudwa nanum when baby Rollins ko kan asam no ko kan ofetu afashe. That was the time Rollins ko kan check was for say aya womoni a womun kata so no okra kura oni okata so mpacho mo kai bibini team bibini 2000 na memo no bam o na twene bibini ni pa I've told you before. Asante hima kachre je Akuffo say ye Kwame Nkrumah no so wunya sem papa bi anka mfa ne ho a aya ka wanu tum wa mamu aya akono won ti sa twi na se no so to nchen Pwalugu Dam wunim time je Akuffo ya na nwe so be 2008 otame ya obekono. Then he came to Professor Mills.
Captain Smart, the king of warning shows.
Nanado se waye. And man, the vice president.
Fellow Ghanaians.
A quarter TV so. Radio so. 2020. I catch the whole Ghana say. Pwalugu Dam no. Ono waye. Obi a se wawie no. Afa wa kwagina hwete otenkran katwi. Odu apa is wa Kambrofo. Gwen. Bibini enra. Person ade a wawie dada. Afi o catch yen say. Obehwe mayaye. Mo first year no na no dikan na waye. Gwen. Is there any truth in him?
Yeah, the chain ni wura.
You see, that is why Nana Kumia said something. Said Adia Bawumia Pekura and said the videos dada no. Ya botchere no.
Yeah, the chain ni wura.
Bawumia, I told you from day one that somewhere around is it 2019 or 2020. We came to your house and I told you, open your eyes and your ears. Watch people with your ears and listen to people with your eyes. Your wife was there, and then Gideon Bwako was also there. And I told you that you need to watch people with your ears and listen to people with your eyes. Otherwise, they will pitch you to the camp of lies. This is number one from your manifesto. Tomorrow, I'll give you another one. The things you said you've done. Pacho, Accra Digital Center, and your NPP is here, and Mahama is here. And you're closer to Department of Works and Housing. And yet, Nana is here. That time, na Omane Buama, and a minister of or for communications. And yet, Nana Bawumia is here. That's the biggest lie. Biggest lie number 2. But you see, what fire NPP manifesto no Nkrumah? Eba no brofo de a, omo kan fine. But unfortunately, whoever organized the event yesterday, Sani Panes, or Pabni Free Party. And that whole section was poorly, abysmally put together. Sound was poor. Delivery was poor by all. Any poor bear more by Bibi Kakra 1 as our actor Bido. Kojo Nkrumah. Bawumia's delivery was a fiasco until it got to the last part. I know what kind the actual Yenye real. I mean, I want to analyze the easy too. I don't care. Abaya been also a University of Ghana level 400. No, why next man? No, you see, you need to allow people to live statements they are reading or saying. Because whatever I am saying here this morning, the things I read from page 168 of Susan Williams, White Malice book, I am living that portion of the book because I quoted Susan Williams. Level 400 brofuni. And His Excellency of any HE. And produce Nkrumah there. HE J Akuffo. What you say there no? Ya fa bom kura hwem. Ya fra wa ne ya woso ama. Kona kokan HE. HE na His Eminence ana. Anasa ye den HE
atene ne so.
Esa say ye to ye mboase. Oh, say Ghana for. Ayana madwe ye mo say me kasa na no ye hia. Na wa fa bibi kitwa bi no ye hye no. No we just some papa kakraka na da hodi na ato atwere. Now I know you. So I'll give it to you as it is. Before I continue, but your 2016 manifesto launch na ready. Bawumia Kasano. Mami no. You assume. Me ya. You be Akuffo 2020 manifesto launch. Ya Bawumia kan. NDC form launch of manifesto ni ya. Ya Mahama kan 2016. Any 2020. Ya the bebere. Even though Uniabem
2024 years.
What you say? And baby, I yet do a memu hano. I see a giant trocha. Seba a memua and trocha. And you walk. And tra ni pecha wo a memu hono. A pra a kumi. Share. Pralugu Dam near first one. So we. And then how Akumsi catch over say 2 billion 200,000 Ghana in the Adam.
Wait.
Share Osaje for project be a was so no. Upesa wo de won saka. Wie as waka ho asem. Don't try to destroy his image. A bad sa won't mean yet.
Amen. Oh.
Tell me biom. Politicians are more Nkrumah no. More than near me diagro. Munim from. I say we are kodi adro. Ni ekosie nantwie. Yesi odwan. Yesi okra. Yesi dabudabu. And I will conform you ha. You will phobia ha. You will dimirika ko. I am sitting here and telling you today. Say Osaje for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah project be ordered in Sakaye. What person we are really? But don't try. Say ubema I say wo say no. Envy. Since independence, obi anje yen yaba be ye koshini. We are there. One can say when you some say, as some now quite na sempa can say where we know. 2024 ko Upper East. Where Baba catch and so 4 years. I find Nkrumah one panier or the kind of question Ghana say Ghana for me chamuntro. Bawumia, these are your own videos. Oh. This one will not be on your TV video. Okay. Mami 2016. Yokai.
Income scheme for the vulnerable in our society, a retirement income scheme for farmers as well as members of small and small-scale business associations such as the GPRTU and the ProTour. Furthermore, we will ensure that the funds of the National Pensions Regulatory Authority are applied solely for the purpose of development of pensions. And we will fully implement Section 103 of the Pensions Act, which assigns pension benefits for the vulnerable in our society, a retirement income scheme for farmers as well as members of small and small-scale business associations such as the GPRTU and the ProTour. Furthermore, we will ensure that the funds of the National Pensions Regulatory Authority are applied solely for the purpose of development of pensions. And we will fully implement Section 103 of the Pensions Act, which assigns pension benefits for housing of workers. We will pay all outstanding contributions to the pension funds, including Tier 2 contributions for public sector workers. Mr. Chairman, fellow Ghanaians, the challenges of development and poverty in Ghana should not be a matter of geographical location. Around Ghana, there are millions who face poverty and deprivation daily, and who can't and who need urgent, deliberate interventions from the state to improve their lives and circumstances. An NPP government will aggressively pursue policies that will be targeted at particular segments of our population who continue to be excluded and who miss out on the myriad of opportunities that abound, not only in Ghana, but in the globalized world. We have seven major initiatives designed to take giant leaps in transforming Ghana holistically, with particular emphasis on rural and deprived communities in a major effort at inclusive development of all parts of Ghana and by adopting a localized development approach. On the Savannah Accelerated
Mr. Producer. Said the course to 2016 now. No, my dear, break no. Said the course when right. Now watch this. Promises about me and my say one manifesto. One bomb bay and say. Yeah, I mean my turn, Yama would jobno. You bear pension scheme amount.
Wait.
And I'm in temper of Untimantini. A driver for what Ghana. Yabama pension scheme. GPR to no protoa. Maybe Papa Giri or your protoa. And you know pension way.
Mistiano.
No, you see, you do baby on many yono. You funny pano what did to me. They not say obey yono and to dear all your say. GPR to you. Yeah? Why? Now what GPR to you are? I buy way. I'm on a pension. So we are driving. Where the 60? Where the 65? Where you carry your coffee? Scanner bind the brown away. Driver from where the 60 years? Where the 65? Come out! But I'm one. Men and Akuffo where the 103 years. Or your driver or catch them say on Kakabium 2018. Kwakuda ne ho den obi a wo se yen to ka amrew afi ofra mi o se kwadwo me kwa retirement me nka ka biom me fa ka akoba bia me ko kwaku bi jam Bawumia bro pen he
mo first year no
pen he scan won kwaje wo he
someone
you see me
Wani
say Mahama ani Bawumia ade a me yare se wo mu videos no me bo ana ma analyze ama ho
mo first year no me
ye ma me no ma ti dwom ton ade
Wani
say ma mo ton ade odwom ha ya bra muska e na mo nka makola ma ton ade di 60 years yina sa ban twam pension
Wait
hey what Medina dwom what Dome what Achimfu dwom what Mankasim dwom azima what Krobo what Kumasi Central Market
Ya bra.
say na ma mo dwom hoy na no
Wo ba.
ya ban ya bra mo pen he
Ya bra.
the document
Ya bra. What to banks? Yes, I can come here. Wo papa. Don't forget, say, or can say, Oba, tro drivers, and one car, dada. Bekwa kwaje car mono. Okay. 2016, 2020, or repeat say, cars no. Answer na December na ye koto abano be end no. And a new tro, any new taxes no. Aba bedru, shatawale mpo, etmete taxi, ya fan say, Shazi na Bawumia ne Akuffo addo wantumi anya Shazi Bawuzi amaso na nazi amaso shatawale mpo etimi ye taxi emuin taxi na ma ena okatre yen say asam na oka 2016 2020 no na osakofa brofo foforo edebe cover ho say Ghana ye be bus system na ansa na ye beto ye December ye ye kwato aba no be end no na 100 buses aba akwa no boa because 2016 okay the same thing 2020 or repeat here cars na ma then na kire say 2024 o car no beba sa bus no ye de koma hwan NPP former national chairman or promising one constituency, one bus. It never happened. Your friend Freddie Blay, what's him? So we.
Bibini and the
These guys are liars. I am sorry, but they are liars. Pachobo video ni biom. Yen show way 2016. Yen better 2024 there no.
President, with a vision and mandate to accelerate socio-economic development of the Savannah Belt of northern Ghana, they promised to establish a special fund for SADA and pledged an initial startup contribution to the fund of 200 million Ghana cedis with additional annual contributions of 100 million each year for 20 years. The NDC also promised that once SADA was established, the government of Ghana will lead a donor conference on northern Ghana with the aim of raising an additional 200 million from Ghana development partners and the private sector in order to assure the new authority a firm and solid foundation. Per the manifesto promise of the NDC, SADA should have had at least 1 billion cedis allocated from Ghana, from the government of Ghana to it by now, in addition to other funds that were to be sourced from development partners and the private sector. However, Mr. Chairman, according to the 2012 manifesto of the NDC, 260 million Ghana cedis had been allocated to SADA by 2012. In 2013 and 2014 budgets, 20 million Ghana cedis were allocated to SADA per year, while there was no mention of SADA in the 2016 budget. This means that a total of 300 million Ghana cedis has been allocated to SADA as at 2016, compared to the promised 1 billion. Not only has the Mahama government refused to make the resources available, they have also supervised and led the thievery of the 300 million allocated to SADA. The 300 million Ghana cedis was virtually pilfered into private pockets. Since 2012, SADA has hardly received funds from the government for capital projects. This contravenes the SADA Act of 2010, which enjoins government to make annual budgetary contributions. 3 parts, the northern, the middle belt, and the coastal regions of Ghana need support. So, like the other development, like the SADA, the NPP is going to establish the Middle Belt Development Authority, which will serve as the main development agency for the middle belt of the country, in particular the northern Volta, western regions, the proposed western north region, in addition to Ashanti, eastern and Brong-Ahafo regions. The coastal regions will not be left out. The NPP will establish a coastal development authority, which will serve as the principal development agent along the coastal communities of Ghana, covering the coastal areas of the Volta, western region, Volta and western regions, in addition to the Greater Accra and central regions. Again, it will be like SADA, it will be like the Middle Belt Development Authority.
All right, so pause
Mr.
it.
Chairman.
So pause it. If the then administration, SADA, and survive it, then you tell the whole nation, say it will be like SADA. And I'm kind. Another kind. Sir, obi the SADA bokrono, yeah, be bokrono no more. It will be like SADA. Volta region, coastal areas, our Volta region. Anyway, development project in a way. When Shasia or Jamestown through to Axim, Elibo. Coastal Development Authority. If indeed you are interested in the coastal areas, there were coal stores, about 5, over the coastal belt of this country. It's Sihona Airpro. Kwelbina, and Anyalbina, and I want to add Kore and other places. So these are some of the things he said in 2016. Nana edu baby no. Now I say
Akombia fireman penny. That time no a candidate though. In some more kind. Now NPP for Asia as someone walk kind free senior high school.
When
Digitalization. Digitalization then I ogumwa yamfro enu gumwa de bisu. Men na Nkrumah no use no internet ni so use yam.
when
And you see ye do baby a esese wo bie wasum. Fa na no de ne beto ne ho. What happened yesterday? Bring it closer to today. Let's align and realign and de-alienate so we can be able to put all together, formalize and form something for the future. If you just want to dwell on what happened 2016, 2020, and just what was said just yesterday, you are a lost being.